Hey, we're back. Let me just move my microphone here a bit. I was going to start by trying to summarize the story so far, but it looks like the game's done it for us. Alia and Six are on the trail of the missing roboticist Shaniki Renba. A shard of crystal found on the farming moon of Mercy took them to a lonely rock where Renba had hidden a cache of finds, including an emperor's funereal robe lined with ancient symbols. As well as it seems, the robe appears to have originated from somewhere deep in the wild, whirling heart of the Cyclones, which is where we are now. Also in this, so for the broader story, we exist in a place called the Nebula, which seems to be what are called like fragments of landmass that are referred to as moons, separated by like space wind that you sail through on ships. And matter originates from objects called well springs on these moons. So oxygen, water, everything comes from these well springs. And we are playing as Alia, who is a history researcher for the University of Iox. Iox, or the Iox Protectorate, being the ruling body of what seems to be most of the world. But it's not it's sort of like an empire. They've brought, I guess, conquered other nations and brought them in, or other moons and brought them in under their banner, but they have to pay heed to them. They have to pay tribute. And there's another thing, which is that the main religion of the world seems to be something called loop philosophy, or the loop, which is the idea that history, like everything repeats. Like history, time is a circle that just where everything just repeats over and over. Everything that has happened has literally happened before and will literally happen again into eternity. And there's other caveats of that as well. Like if someone dies, their soul is reincarnated into someone else, but eventually it goes back to being who they were originally because of the loop. And the body if someone dies, their body has to be burned to free their soul, otherwise they can't reincarnate. That's something as well. And so I'm wondering if where the story is taking us is if Janiki Renba has discovered something that proves or disproves loop philosophy or something like that. And our boss, I can't remember, Malia, I think is her name, or my something. She seems to believe, because Iox is Iox was formerly an holy empire that fell, but then was rebuilt as the Protectorate. And she seems to think that the fall is coming again. And that's also part of what we're looking for this roboticist for. Like maybe discovered something that will help us through the fall, and that's what she was looking for. What she's trying to get us to find. But it's not clear whether she thinks that the fall is coming again because of the loop or because of just historical factors. Like if she thinks that we're already looping through the Empire portion of history again, I don't know. Maybe the loop is more figurative than it is literal. Anyway, that's about where we're up to. We've landed on this moon in the Cyclone, pursuing Renba. Hideout moon. Let's go. Reply. I don't remember what we were talking about. Do you think that's likely? I'm outside of my expertise, Mr. I do not know what to expect. My Ari assigned you to me to keep me safe, so I'm relying on you and your ethical core to do that. My ethical core cannot keep you safe, mistress. It merely limits my ability to harm you. By inaction, you mean. Naturally. Or ill-considered action, but that is less relevant. I can, for instance, knock you unconscious before you jump into a crevice. Thank you, that's very reassuring. Indeed, mistress. That text is a little fast. Down a bit. We've got our little robot guy here who we were assigned, although Apparently, the main character hates robots, constantly breaks them. Perhaps Renber is waiting for us just around this corner. We can hop him back to the Nightingale, and this chapter of my life will be done. A misanthropic history enthusiast. That's a new one. Perhaps, mistress. Perhaps. We can only hope. Hold it. Ruins, right? 6. What's that?
Here, in the middle of the hurricane, there was a house.
Is
It was fine. Tucked in below the overhanging rock.
that a person?
Wooden
House?
beams, mud brick walls, shutters. Large enough for 2 families to argue over. It would have been measly on Iox and grand on Elbereth. But here, it was impossible.
Someone built this. Buildings do not occur naturally, mistress. Building on the Hideout moon projected during the Holy Empire? How did Janiki find it? Hope we can ask him, mistress. So, hey, we're still talking. Are robots capable of hope? Certainly. We calculate odds of. But even the most unlikely outcomes must always eventually occur. Hope is a mathematical certainty. I like that. It's still going. So, I'm just going to pause it for a sec to talk so I'm not interrupting the conversation. Getting interrupted by the characters talking. So, this must imply that the moon, like this moon was more accessible in the past. Or maybe all the fragments, all the moons were originally one world. That could be it as well. That were then blown apart somehow. It seems to be that not many of the characters in this game are interested in history, so I guess we could potentially be unraveling everything, like the entire history of this fictional world. But yeah, so this implies that either people used to live in the cyclone or that this place used to be more accessible in some way. The mathematics does not care whether you like it or not. It's just blocked with rubble and ruin. The whole place must be slowly peeling away from the. Perhaps you might forego going inside? So what should I do? Just go back to Iox and say we got so far, then we gave up? You don't think she'd send us right back here? I do not think Professor Mayari wants you to sprain your ankle. I don't think Mayari cares about my ankle. Besides, you can always hopper me back to the ship. I kind of like this detail where when you move, there's like an after image of where your character was standing. I could vault over the wall here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Please, mistress. The floor beyond would only give way beneath you. How do you know? See any other way in? No, neither do I. Clamber over. We can keep talking. The floor looks like stone to me, 6. So it is heavy and more likely to fall. Maybe that's what happened to Renba. Fell through a hole in the floor. The game as a whole has a really sort of unusual style to it, both in terms of not just the art and the presentation of it, but well, the whole way everything is presented, I guess. Like the after images of the characters when you move. This whole timeline thing they've got where you can zoom through the whole history of the world and see different events. This is really cool. I like this. I wish it was a bit easier to navigate and see where things happened. This is our most recent one. Sailed into the eye of the cyclone. The dialogue system is strange too. You don't have sort of like preset conversations. The characters just talk to each other constantly as you're moving around, and you can reply and stuff. It's really interesting. Mistress, if you really are thinking of going inside this building, imagine that for a moment. Touch anything. Imagine that for a moment. It seems statistically likely. But we're going. Here goes. And we're fine. Floor seems sound enough. 6. Where the fuck did he go? Where did the robot go? He took our eyes off him for 1 second. 6? Don't tell me you fell down. The robots abandoned me for one. Look at this place, Alia. Talking to yourself now. No one would live here. They couldn't. Kind of structure. There's a plinth inside. Oh, that's over there in the distance. Oh, there he is. It looks like a shrine. Might help me date this place. Figure out what it's supposed to be. Down there. How'd he get down there? Sorry, Emily.
The ghosts were still here, cooking, reading, doing whatever ghosts do. The house was empty, but it hadn't been abandoned.
There he is. Mistress. Evidently, it is good to see you intact, mistress. How'd you get down from that arch? I could not climb over the wall, so I drove myself off the cliff edge. Once I had dug myself out of the sand, I found a door. And are you in one piece? Evidently, miss. Good to know. Have a look. Crumpled. Hang on. Look at the blanket. Someone curled up here by the fire to keep. Someone died here. Remember? You sure? Evidence is minor but significant. The person lay on the floor here for some time after death. Renba? No. Whoever died here died scores of years. The lack of moisture on this preserved the traces, but they are old. So where are the bones? The person who lay in state here only removed recently. Are you saying Janiki took them? Remained of them? Someone did. Renba took the last Emperor's body. It's horrid. Why would he do that? I am unsure, mistress. Something must have led him to this place. There must have been something here that he knew. Even more horrid. Yes. Yes, it is. Just old bones. Description up there. Water goddess. Okay, so we don't know this word. It seems similar. Holy. These are words that seem similar. Water goddess. What is this one? Harvest fire filled these. Let's see. Water goddess blesses a harvest. Does water goddess blesses harvest make sense? Water goddess from Maersi? This place directly connected to Maersi then. We didn't see any shrine houses on Maersi like the one here. Even small one. An older custom, perhaps? Iox does not permit shrines, Iox would no doubt remove the Maersian statue. if they could work out how to shift it. Perhaps. Or perhaps even Iox does better with a goddess of water. And she watches over a prosperous farm. I wonder what makes farmers ship whole trunks out of here. Build a mansion in the middle of a hurricane. Let's go back up. See what else we see upstairs. I will wait for you down here, mistress. Oh, you can't go up. Cannot climb stairs. Not much good at protecting me, are you? Can we go in here? Locked. Or blocked. Or both. Why build something as big as this out here? What's it for? Go out to the balcony. We can go up here. See what's up here. Seems to be ruin and rubble. Little black thing here seems like it was holding some kind of viewer. Lint amongst the... There's something wedged here. Stylus made of copper. I think it dates from the Ioxian Empire. It doesn't have an inscription on them. You already know about the Empire. It should make it easier to find where the stylus was made. New site indicated. Indication to the ghost moon. Ghost wake. Some ghost. I don't see how the pen let us know where it is, but okay. Or the stylus. Or what's this? What's this? Quite different than the rest of the building. Some kind of telescope? But the position and the bearings are fixed. And whatever it is missing. The material on this is totally... Is it metal? Rubber? Looks like something a Roy might have built. Must remember to ask her about it. And there are scratches in the top here. Something fitted inside the frame and moved by force. Make something, G. If so, what was this stand meant to hold? I think you removed a device of some kind, perhaps. Getting all these lots of little detail marks here. Hideout moon. How far does this go back? Building on the hideout moon was constructed. We're guessing that this happened approximately 450 something. Model is molded. Undiscovered site somewhere in Ghost Sweat. Last Emperor disappears. Last Emperor goes to hiding. Last Emperor of Iox dies on the hideout moon. Rember finds a brooch. Brooch must have meant something. Purple robe. It burns. Rember reaches the hideout moon. No, he must have... Oh, did he find the brooch? He must have found it before he found the moon then, and then did his discovery. He found the robe and the brooch before finding the moon, and those items led him here. I think he removed a device of some his body. This is us. We found the model. Oh, that's from Mayosi. Then we found the robe. Triangulated the source of the robe. I'm not exactly sure how we're able to pinpoint the locations of moons based on objects we find. We went there, clambered into the ruin, found part of a path, found a couple of stylus. We are now. We collected enough evidence. In sight. Somewhere in Ghost Wake, but I don't know enough to find it. We can now visit Elbereth in the Spiral. Okay. Probably going to be lots of... Elbereth is Alia's home moon, so we're probably going to meet a lot of characters who know her. Don't look down, Alia. It's not that tall. Alright, what's in here? A rough bed. Hardly comfortable. Emperor really lived here, and it wasn't just the Empire that fell. Oh, is this where he fled to? And there's an inscription here. It's old, barely visible, scratched into the plaster. More words I don't know. He doesn't know much for a student of history. Emperor, pilgrims, perhaps. Buried, goddess, pilgrim. And this one, similar to buried travel. Although we're not sure of any of these. There's no way this is and. I? Fear? Death. I fear death? Beautiful example of the script. The writer was dying. Everyone. It's cool that we get different dialogue options based on what we choose out for our translation. Then not everyone dies alone. The angle is interesting too. Scratched by someone lying down. Makes like... So obviously if I had translated that differently, I would have gotten different responses there. That's really cool. There's the robot. Heavy wooden box. Beautifully made. Much nicer than everything else here. I estimate it to be hollow, mistress. Other renders. A box, yes. But this one is far older than Ember. I think it's a reliquary. Place to put your belongings when you die. The idea is you get them back when you return. That's what the loopers say, anyway. Symbols on the lid. Might be a clue as to what's inside. Buried light, stars. Of. It's one symbol, so it's got to be something. I think this is probably of. Treasures? And it's a box, so let's go with treasures. Treasures of Rate. Truth. Let's do light and water. Go with treasures of great truth. Mayari will be most excited by this find, mistress. Whatever proves to be inside. Truth about what? Wish I could I wish I could go for the other dialogues. Open it up, 6. The robot do something. Not locked, mistress, but stiff. I lack fingers for leverage. What's he? You don't have an attachment for prying? Also, I've seen you go downstairs before. You went up the stairs at the university. You can stick into your arm sockets. My first robot had those. Perhaps I could find something ship. Off you go then. I'll wait here. I will return shortly, mistress. Gone. Now let's lift it off. Oh, we could have gotten, I can... Got more. See if I can shift it. Or 6 curses. Remark that I'm... Got fingers, but I can't get them under the lid. Wonder if I can find anything around here to open the coffer before 6 gets back. Why am I so invested in doing it before 6 axes? Comes to it, I could chop the coffer in half, I suppose. I'd probably smash whatever's inside. Look for something less blunt. Or wait for 6. The house has been built right up against the rock face. And cold here. Whoever lived in this place would have kept their fire burning constantly. They did for... Whoever lived here would have needed... So is this where the Emperor fled to when the Empire fell? Bad.
After the dead air of the house, it was good to see the sky again.
Oh, he's back. Mistress, I am back. Although I really must stop throwing myself off that rock. Oh, that was fast. Hoppers are extremely fast, mistress, as am I. I did take a moment to inform Professor Mayari where we are. Mitch, she was most interested to hear of Renber's discovery of this. Tell her what else we found? I didn't ask you to tell her anything. I do not work for you, Miss. It seemed an opportune moment to meet with her. I will go and open the box now. Don't damage it. You hear me? Done, mistress. And mistress, you really should come and see what's in here. Let's see then. I wonder if I had stayed in the room, would I have seen it then as he opened? Hang on, what was that? Ah, a glint above the door. Something up here. Blade. Ah, this is probably what I could have used to open it. Dagger. A little corroded, but beautifully crafted. And with an eagle and sun on the hilt. On it, an inscription, or words. I can barely make the letters out, they're so tiny. This is broken off. We've got Empresses. Harvest. As. Something's gone wrong. I must have used the wrong words. Oh, I see. Empress. Harvest. It doesn't feel right. Okay, so Empresses is just harvest then? That isn't the word for harvest. Okay, we'll rule that out. What does this? Empires? Ruled out harvest. Empires. Guild? Highest feat. Dagger found. Let's try and look at some of our inscriptions. Solvable inscription. Follow holy light. Follow the holy light. Okay, so we've learned those words now, I guess. Unsolved inscription. Dagger found. Found etched into the coffer lid. Treasures of great truth. Scratched on a wall. Hid death. Found carved above the path. Water goddess blesses healed. Right, so this is the one that we've ruled out, harvest. It could also be fire, but Ben's field. Lost on the Iox Sunsail. For watches all. Carved in travel. Guild watches. Change this. Leave there the inscription. Question. Building won't actually cave in on us. Cannot guarantee that, mister. It was made by farmers. Alright, we need to look in. Let's see.
And there it was, just lying there. The greatest treasure I ever found.
6. Look at this.
From inside the coffer, from the distant past of the nebula's once great empire.
Incredible.
It was a crown.
Sun motif. I put it on. If you like, mistress. Evidently, it is a hat, after all. Though I imagine it might suit Professor Mayari better. You have to tell me if it suits me. Actually gonna put it on. What do you think? Most regal. Hear that? Thought I heard of boy. I heard nothing, mistress. My hearing is considerably better than yours. Strange. Something written along the rim. It words more. I've got one of these words in my notebook, but I can take a chance on what. Light is the only one we know for sure. Odd nebulas. Ways. Rivers. If we say this is of, then eagles doesn't make sense. Say rivers of light. See what the rest of what options we get for the rivers of light will forever, perhaps. Rivers of light cannot endure forever, or will endure forever. on rivers of light, we endure forever. That's what I'm going with. On rivers of light, we endure forever work. Bang. Found myself. So, if the Emperor was here, that mean the crown is the crown. Crown of the Empire itself, lost in the fall. Seems like quite a cool otherwise. Ooh. But there's still more to explore. We haven't gone... Is this crown what Mayari wanted us to find? Is this why she sent us out here looking? Mistress. I will have to tell her, mistress. Her motives hardly matter. So if we had found it before 6 got back, we could potentially have kept it secret. Or is jammed. Or if it might... Does open. Painting. Look at this. Swirls and flows. These are rivers. The detail. Beautiful. These look like the rivers of Ghost's Wake. This must be where the stylus came from. But no one goes to Ghost's Wake. Is there an inscription? Got enough evidence to find the site? Is there an inscription? It seems so. Don't know any of the words. This one is several words. Oh, we do know some. Me? Watch me. My translation watch has to be wrong. Okay. I believe you can be confident of your translation for me now, Mitch. How? Like, how are we determining this? Let's try something. If we don't know what it says, then how can we know if the translation is right? What have we got? What are our options here? We can pick go, empires, or take. Go doesn't make sense. Go me. Empires me. So it has to be take. Take me home. I could still change my mind, but... Take me home? Definitely a map. Not of this place. Somewhere else. Can we have solved inscription? We only have the 2 solved. Found carved into the scratches. Crown. It's a bit odd, like, if I had to say what I don't like, this translation stuff is a bit odd because it just feels a bit random. Like, you can make the sentences make sense, and it's really cool how they have different dialogue for what you give as the translation. But how it determines, like, whether you've got it correct or wrong doesn't seem to make any sense. There's no, like, logic behind it. The character will just say, yes, this is right, no, this is... And that's just it. There's no actual puzzle to it. I thought there would be more of a puzzle to it, but it seems to be just more of a narrative thing, and then you just get the translations correct, like you get the correct translation, or you rule out the wrong translations when the time is right. So I guess I have to readjust my expectations for the game. This is just it's just more of a narrative device. So our translation for watch is wrong, which means something else wrong. What did we give? Old light? Empire's light? The kindly goddess effigy. And embroidered on the funeral rack. Emperor's sleep. That one makes sense. Found on a scrap of an aged page. This one we still don't know. Put I in there. Pilgrims. Scrap of. I don't remember what page this is actually. Follow. Odds. Okay, we've ruled out I guess. Gods follow as. No, we ruled out gods. Pilgrims follow as of. No, ruled out that much. Pilgrims follow. No other follow here. Still don't know enough about this. You know, follow is correct apparently. That's the correct translation. I don't know if pilgrim is correct. Follow stars light. This is probably correct. Yeah, yours and then don't make sense. So I think this is definitely stars. You only get so many options per translation. All pilgrims together. Doesn't necessarily need to be pilgrims, could be soldiers. What a goddess. I'm pretty sure this is correct. Yes. On the water. Goddess thing. Emperor buried. Where did our translation of follow come from? Where we get Holy Emperor? We figured out. Ah, there's where we get follow. Follow Holy Light. Okay. So we are now. Remember's Cache. And this is where the site from the Nikki Remember's Trail left to a painted map depicting summer in Ghost's Wake. Perhaps that site will have some. We'll go by Elbereth on the way there. It makes sense we could define. Hang on. Before I start the question, it makes sense that we could derive the location of this next place from the map. But it doesn't make sense that we could derive it just from the stylus if there was nothing to indicate on the stylus why it would come from that particular region space. But the map makes sense. Question. What's this crown doing out here? Emperor's crown? Emperor's crown. The crown is mentioned in Empire text, but it's never been found. Is this it? Apparently, we just identified it. Identified the crown. Must have been hidden by the last emperor. Question. This is a comfortable space. Wide, open, old. That seems to be blocked. We can get outside, can't we? Out there before. Question. Anything hiding in the shadows? Certainly there is. Fire poker. Oh, this is probably what I could have used to get the box open. Worth anything? Stow it. Put it back. Might be worth something to... Or over there. Talking? I don't understand why Renba would have come out here. Nothing to find. Nothing anymore. But there was a body. What do you mean? Just the site itself is a massive archaeological discovery, right? No one is supposed to be able to live out here in the middle of... We're just auto-walking. We have acquired 3 interesting artifacts here. Also, we have pinpointed one new location of interest, the site from the mural. I suggest we take the crown, Professor Mayari directly. Also inform her of our theory about Renba. May I activate the hopper now, No. Don't hassle me. We're still busy here. There must be more to this. I want to know who died here and what happened to Renba. Question. So a hopper is a teleporter. Short distance teleporter. What is a hopper? I mean, what's inside it? Interconnected mesh of quantium. Quantium creates some kind of field which the subject is passed through and dissected via... Mistress, does it matter? You're happy enough to fire off the hopper? Even if you don't know how it works? Don't you care what it does to us? It appears to work, miss. No way through here. Oh, okay. It would have once been open enough. Okay, we can't get through. Shrine was built here. Stone inside from Maersi. No mystery. I do not know where it is from. Maersi does not have stone like that. So we're just cutting off the whole hopper conversation. Done here. Hope this question. I think Chinique found the crown sick. I do not think that coffer has been opened in at least 500 years, miss. He must have known it was here. Why else come? Cutting in the... Perhaps Chiniki took something else with him. Or whatever happened to it happened. That other item is most likely lost. Over here. Something else. Channel. Is this channel natural? I don't think it is. Dug out. There must be a wellspring. Evil one. One that requires every drop to be... Water would have run down the channel. Right past the house. Imagine having a stream of your own. A bad way to live. If you can withstand the soul-crushing... Someone lived out here. They irrigated the land, prayed. Here, the eye of the cyclone. Some kind of hermit? Ruin is near Maersi as a hermitage. Description. This one is a broken piece from a longer frame. Emperors Forever? Emperors demand. Emperors live forever. Emperors live forever. That will do. Emperors. Stone pedestal. Someone in it. Seems familiar. Same as the statue on Maersi. Indeed, mistress. Mistress, you can recognize her by her hat. Figurine. Fashion. About this. And there's something carved on it. Impossibly small. Few words in this. Goddess of. Certain my translation for goddess is right now. Yay. And that little tick mark is definitely of. Yay. Goddess of. Goddess of air. Goddess of air? I think that's correct. The shrine itself is made of stone. But it's not the same stone as the moon itself. It is old as the building. The outer structure is, certainly. But the stone pillar, no. Buildings here are significantly older than the pillar, brought by a later occupant. How old would you say the pillar was? Mid to late Empire period. Moving it to this important ritual. Evidently, it is significantly more valuable than the goddess we found within. Can we do anything? There's some kind of path here. Seems quite apparent. The building is at least 700 old. How do you work that out? I've been observing the rate of weathering on this. Extrapolating, this building is older than the founding of the Holy Empire on Iox. In 06, back on Iox, they say nothing is older than the Empire. That the Empire and the Fall are all that has ever been. Iox does not believe in history. What is it they think you waste money? There was something over here on this rock. Let's check that out first. Inscription on the rock. Carved into. This one is a fractured fragment from water. Us. That's the word for water. Short and simple, almost a pictogram. Yeah. I'm also sure of us. Yeah. Water joins us, heals us, separates us, presents us. Heals. Because water heals us. There was a tripod up on the roof. Empty. But it looks like it might have held. What kind of something? I would guess a weapon, a telescope, a transmitter. It had a fixed bearing. Let's say a transmitter. Transmitter. Whoever lived here would have been quite isolated. Can we... Do you have any solvable inscriptions? Two. Uncarved at the base of the... Holy... Yeah, we've worked out holy water. Figured that one out. And that's all the ones we can... that are solvable. Green piece of air. This don't know about air. Could be iron or it could be harvest. Emperor. Oh! He reckons we've figured this one out. We got forever correctly. It's definitely got to be live, right? Emperors demand forever. I guess technically makes sense. Emperors get forever. Uncarved into the Empire's home. Okay. So we've got me. So empires no longer make sense here. Take me home. That's the only thing that makes sense here. Take me home. That was on the map. Dagger. Empires. Also be fire. These doesn't make any sense given our options here. Could also be fire. Try fire. Is on a knife. Dagger. Is of great stretch. I guess we're deciding that we've gotten something correct or not if we find another inscription that has the same word in it. But doesn't always make sense. Death. Carved over the water goddess blesses fire. I see. Not harvest. Ruled out harvest. Could be fire. The goddess runs fire, loves fire, defends fire. Let's just say field. Go back to field. Emperor watches. This is too long to be his. Could be rules. Emperor rule poll. On the sundial. Or grasp stall. Old light. As I suppose, although it doesn't, as we changed it. I can't remember. Leaps. Good. Page. This one we haven't figured out the words yet. Follow stars. Has to be. Or it could be stars in that sense. Although, I guess the stars would be. Okay, we haven't got enough to figure out any of those. Let's go up here. Oh, we can talk. I can barely see the rivers above. And yet, there's something here. Makes me wonder. What else is out here waiting to be found? Mistress. should not linger. Anything were to go wrong out here, we would never be found. Someone would come looking. We're out here looking for Janiki, aren't we? Janiki is Mayari's friend. Are you? Honestly, I have no idea. We go through here? What's that smell? Shit. Hey, all the moons and waters. Something exploded here. Oh, is this the remnants of a ship? It's a ship. I mean, it was a ship. It's still smoking. Can we be sure this was Janiki's ship? No, mistress. But the circumstantial evidence is very strong. Recall the propellant on the tool chest. There are further traces here. The fire here must have burnt up a lot of air. The remaining atmosphere is thin, miss. Still, I believe the fire was extinguished before it consumed the whole ship. I suppose... I always assumed we would find Renba. I assumed... I don't know. Harry made it sound like he ran away, that he was expecting us somewhere. Yes. Harry made it... He was expecting us somewhere. Perhaps you can take the matter up with Renba in his next life, mistress. So what do we do now? Turn to Iox and inform Professor Mayari, mistress. Fair enough. Torn apart. What could do this? I've never seen anything like it. Blackened. Presumably the ship was still burning as it... Oh. Must have been an explosion. Have to be seen on Maersi. Nikki himself. Mistress. There is no hope. Janiki must have been sailing when it fell. Didn't you say hope is mathematical certainty? He cannot possibly have survived. So if Renba found the last Emperor unreborn, Mayari believes she is the last Emperor. Does that give her reason enough to want Renba silent? To somehow make him and his ship his findings just appear? That is pure speculation. Did she destroy it? Speculation, but not wrong then. Mayari destroys Janiki's ship? Question mark? Using some kind of remote signal. Would she really do such a thing? So this is the we brought up this theory last time that potentially Mayari thinks she's the reincarnation of the Emperor of Iox. But Janiki found something that would disprove that, like he found the Emperor's body. But now we're positing that Mayari killed Janiki, and what, then sent us after him to find him? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that she would send us out looking for him. Can your tracks handle this kind of terrain? Excellently. Whoever designed my tracks appears to have had this kind of ground in mind. And who did design you? I have no idea, mistress. They did not leave a signature. Seems strange that you don't know. Does it? Who designed your legs? They're just the right shape. How convenient. Oh. They're a way down. There might be more clues. do not believe it would be wise, miss. Indeed, I believe it would be quite the opposite. Something something wedged under here. Seems to have survived the fire. Won't be an arm. Not an arm. Battered brass sextant, boss with the outline of a knot rope. Looks like something from at least the earliest days of the Empire. Must have been aboard Janique. Another of his finds. This what he took from the stand on the roof up there? Ah, probably. No. It's not from this moon. Okay. On the casing is an inscription. Battered brass sextant. This one is a broken piece from an even longer phrase. Endure. Home. So those aren't the symbols for endure at all. But I can add my translation for home to my dictionary. Alright. Just figured it out somehow. Remember... Okay. That's... Remember our home. Remember our home. Makes sense for it to be on a sextant. I'll look at it again later. I think this comes from the same site as the scrap of paper and the telescope that we discovered on the site of Remba's cache. It must have commonly travelled to both the two sites. We found another site. Remember had been following a lead from a robot and organised a dig on a small moon near Elbereth using hired label. We've got artifacts from this site, but they give us clues what it might be. Chris Mayari thinks it might be connected to the Iox, but I can't see how. I don't know enough to find this. Heard the existence. Unsolved. So, endure is wrong, which means the... What was the one that had endure on it? This one, I think? No. Treasures of Great Truth. Scratched on a death. Carved about half. Emperor watches all. Dagger found. Fires. Take me. What was the... There was a long phrase that we found. Goes for... Figure out water goddess. Scratches, dagger, coffin, all. Right, that's fear death. Lost on the sundial. Right. Carved into the goddess effigy. This one we don't even know. Oh, we can pick... We have our here, though. Our fits. Follow also. I still don't know. Follow star's light. All pilgrims together. Where was the really long that had endure on it? All inscription. First sextant. Drive into the channel. No. Let's take me home. Was it the dagger? No. Where did we get endure from? I don't remember now. That's pops on a Sunday. There must be something that we're missing. Something's gone missing. I don't remember where we got endure from. River Holy. Telescopes. Page. One we still don't know. And for follow, one confirmed it. Something we missed. Poker. Whatever. They'll have to come up again. Must have burned for days. You tell Mayari. The truth, surely, Mr. Nikki is gone. Not so sure. Maybe he's somehow jettisoned before the crash. Then it comes up. The wellspring must be down there somewhere. Spring is dead now. And you are breathing the last air this moon has to offer. Nikki is not here, mistress. Neither is anyone else. Are you ready to go now, mistress? No, not yet. Yeah. There was another path by the shrine. Run. Nothing we can do here, Six. Nothing at all. there's a... Oh, it'll be dark in there. Oh, we can't go in because it's dark? You need a torch or something? 6, don't you have a light switch or something? It definitely looks like we're meant to be able to go in there, but we just don't have the correct item or something. Okay. I think that's all. Let's go back to the ship. Take us back to the ship, 6. Stand by, mistress. The hell is this?
Darkness.
This is not the Nightingale. 6. Hate robots. Hate them. Always do this kind of thing. Right before they give you the speech about how it's for your own good. Mistress, you're about to step on a small ant. My ethical core required me to lock you inside this packing crate. Cold in here. This must be where we just were looking into. Oh shit. There he is. There you are. Missing his head though. Where's your head? Mayari. What about Mayari? 6? Is everything alright? Followed me, Lexi. As I thought you. You knew. Because you've always known. 6? Someone calling? There is no one here. You are quite alone. You might confess your lie quite safely. What lie? Sounds like he's talking to someone else. You are not Flame. I know this, Mayari. Asked me to look, and I found so much. He must... Who do I say I am? Or who am I? It sounds like Janiki Ren, but you are just what you appear to be, and nothing more. Am I talking to Remba? There isn't time. I found something. Something that matters more than your lies. Lexi, there is great darkness. All-consuming, hungry darkness. And it is coming. Darkness? There is an ancient place, Mayari. An observatory. It is watching. Holds the wires of our fate in its claws. What fate? The loop is a lie. As you know. I will find it before the vault is lost. The robots know, but they don't remember. Someone long ago made certain they would not remember. Renba, how do I help you? You have my apologies, mistress? I do not understand the question. 6? Yes, mistress? I observe we are not back on the Nightingale. There must be something wrong with the hopper. I will look into it. This way, mistress. Right. You don't remember how we ended up in here? Hoppers can misfire due to imperfection. The eye aboard your ship is quite old. And no one called you just now. Evidently not. I was talking to Renba. Just now. Through you. Mistress, Master Renba is dead. So, was that's that seemed like a recording of Renba talking to Mayari, who I guess whose other name is Lexi. And so Renba knew something. I think Renba left me a message. Renba found something that disproves the loop. And that, I guess, something is coming that's going to destroy us. Something about Mayari's lies. I guess maybe the theory that Mayari thinks she's the reincarnation of the Emperor is true. And maybe she killed him. So. Although, given hoppers require line of sight to a hopper eye, I cannot see how we ended up at this spot. Some process of refraction, no doubt. It must have been intentional. Renba wanted us to find this message. There's light this way. Aha. See where we are now. That's what this room is for. Although I still don't see how we got in. We have found one more promising artifact here. Battered sexton. Also found initial evidence of one more new location, Renba's dig site. Are you ready to go now, mistress? Think it'll work properly now? I thought it would work last time, but I do not see much alternative. Shall I try the hopper one more time, mistress? Yeah. Go down here. Get out of here. Leave the moon. Stand still, mistress. Though we left the surface of the last Emperor's hideout with enough new evidence to find a unknowns. We're good. Oh. Let's go to Elbereth. Where are we? Okay, here we go. Just look at this thing. I heard that whisper while I was wearing it. Interesting. I believe the metal is a casement for a mechanism of some kind. Mechanism? Kind of mechanism. Without opening it up, I cannot tell. Does it open? Not in any way I can see. But if it does contain a mechanism, I would expect a method by which it might be serviced. My friend Arroy on Elbereth might be able to help. I don't trust Mayari. She's really sus at the moment. She'd be able to open it up and take a look at it safely. The occupants of Elbereth are hardly trustworthy. I'm from Elbereth. I will bear that in mind. Rude ass fucking robot. Going to rest. Figurine. She looks at home here. Presumably she was fashioned on Baersi. Clay being material derived from brought out here by a hermit from Baersi. Back in a time when the Maersians were willing to sail. And into the cyclones, no less. Nebula. Mistress? Sail forever. Interesting. Would you sail forever, or would you run out of sky? Actual crown of the Empire. I think so, anyway. What happens if we rest? Go to rest 6. Very good, mistress. Where shall I take her? Elbereth, perhaps? No, I want to say it myself. Never mind, I'll say it. Mistress. So that just lets you give him control. Time to move on. Mistress. We are receiving a message. It's from Professor Mayari. He's checking up on us. Perhaps, mistress. Alia! Where are you? Professor, what can we do for you? This isn't a social call. I wanted to let you know we're having a celebration for Renba here at the university. I have the sense that he isn't coming back. You don't have to attend, but I thought I'd let you know. Celebration? Sure he's dead? If there's even a chance he is, and we do not commend his soul to the rivers, then he may never return. Now are you coming? Come home, Alia. Right away. That is all she sent, mistress. We have to do it immediately. I'll prepare the chocks. I guess if this is... It's really suspicious. We can go to Myercy. I could return the figurine found outside the hermitage on the moon to its rightful owners. Go there next. Mario wants me to turn to Ryox for Renba's funeral. And, as always, I could show some of my recent finds. Might have an opinion on my translation. Friend the mechanist Arroy lives in the Citadel on Elbereth. I know she'd want to look at this crown and see what it does. Love to know why Janiki Renba was hiring Elberethian labourers. At the market in Catkiss, I might be able to find out. Go there next. Market far outside the... Never been. There's all these little paths that lead off into nothingness. They're just presumably unexplored ways. If we don't go to Iox, we probably miss the funeral. But I'm worried that Mayari is sus and that she will do something over there, like she'll take the crown off us. That. Let's just try. Let's go to Iox. Sailing to Iox and Ioxing in space via the wires. Six. What happened to the river? Here we go. Let us down, 6. Alright, Renba's funeral is about to start. Hope I don't regret this. Seems to be a lot of potential ways the story can go. What do you think, 6? I believe they are just beginning, mistress. Not too late then? I believe our timing to be perfect, mistress. Alia, quickly! Mayari was waiting for you to arrive. We weren't sure you really were coming. Why is she waiting for me? Honestly? She worries about your soul, Alia. There's nothing wrong with my soul. I've got it safe in a box somewhere. Shall we go down? The way. Renba wasn't my friend. That doesn't matter. Sailing the rivers. You have to come. Really believe souls sail the rivers? Where else would people go? Maybe you aren't sure about the Great Loop. I admit, it takes faith. Renba believed. Alright. Renba is dead. Died far from home and alone. Most likely, I'm going to share his fate one day. You seem cold, Alia. Perhaps you've sailed too long yourself. I'll see you, Alia. Wait, aren't we going? I wonder if there will be consequences, mistress. What kind of consequences? I'm sure Mayari will be unimpressed. Fine, I'll go. I wasn't saying that we don't go. I will await you, mistress. I was just asking him a question. You came! Try to keep your head bowed. Here she comes. Friends, colleagues, brothers and sisters, thank you for coming. Today we gather to recommend our brother Janiki Renba to the water. Mayari looking. Over by the water, the hourglass. Why? Niki Renba was our friend, our brother, our teacher. Some a confidant, others a patient. He has left us too soon, but we trust he will be returned. Pains Renba's ashes. Really? Of course. Mayari will pour them into the stream. From the water, they'll wash out to the stars. Niki's departure is a deep loss to the university. His work here has changed our little community more than most of you may know. But it is his absence, however brief, that will be felt. How quickly are people reborn in this loop? She really believes them. Of course. What do you believe?
Mayari paused a moment and then emptied something out of the hourglass.
So Renma begins another journey around the loop. As we remember him, so he sails the of. This person here is devastated. Hands in their head in their hands. Fuck. Those can't have been Renma's ashes. They don't have his body. What? Why would you say that? That's a disgusting thing to say. He can hear us, you know.
The
That's
people
true.
began
They
to
don't have his
sing.
body.
The words were weird and old.
The loop
The
stays.
sound drifted up and away into the nebula. Maybe Remba could hear us. Maybe not. Didn't matter. It was beautiful anyway.
And in the message, he says he was supposedly a devout believer in the loop, but in the message there was something about it being a lie, wasn't there? Really starting to suspect my irony now. Those that are gone will return. Those that return will depart.
The chanting died away. There were echoes. Then they were gone too.
Friends, thank you for coming. Nikki will be grateful.
The people began to murmur, then to talk.
They can't have had his ashes, that's true. See you, Alia. Alia. My dear, come see me in my office, if you want to. What do robots know, Six? When they're activated, I mean. Those things. They are unlike human children. They talk and move. Let's talk to Huang first. I do want to question Malia. Oh. Mayari, rather. But they don't know history. They don't know who built them. No mystery. At least I do not. Found something that the robots know. I'm so fucking sus of Mayari. Alia. I don't know what to do. Hey, Renba was young? Wasn't old. What about you? What are you? I had some artifacts to show you. I don't want to tell Huang about what we're doing, about what he told us. Oh, that sounds good. I don't want to show him the crown. Decorated clay figure. What do you make of this clay figure? Can I? There's an inscription. I read it as Goddess of Air. I'm not convinced by our use of air here. Let's see what alternatives there might be. Goddess of Harvest? Goddess of Harvest? Thanks, Huang. The Water Bearer. Goddess of fertility, wealth, and good news. Things are quite common, I'm told. Almost a cult on some of them. They follow the Great Loop, really, of course. They like to pretend they believe in the old god. Just in case. There's no point us keeping that. The creators will only smash it to if you give it to... Oh my god. Iox is terrible. So they have this university and this museum, but they only uphold their own beliefs. Their own belief system. And if it contradicts... If it's a relic that contradicts the loop, then they just destroy it. Holy fuck. We're gonna burn this shit down. Show him another artifact. Made a few finds recently. The scratched compass. I found this scratched compass. Interesting. I've seen something else like that, I think. Only this one was inscribed. Ooh, let me see now. So the stuff we find randomly can lead to inscription. I've really got to tidy up sometime. The sketch of a copper compass was found buried here on Iox back in my predecessor's day. This one is a phrase run together. Something our waters. I think my translation our can't be correct anymore. Really? Something into waters. I don't think it can be star. If... Let's try into. Seems to make sense. Going something into... Rise? Rise into waters? That doesn't really make any sense. Do you have any more like that? Let me see. How about this? It was a dented silver telescope found in an Elberethian house several years ago. One end of a fractured fragment of text. Hold me. I can add my translation for hold to my dictionary now. Got it right. Hold me near. Or hold me high, perhaps? On a telescope. Does hold me high work? Anything more? Let me see. No, nothing comes to mind. Shall I archive the scratched compass? No, I want it. Continue talking. Oh, Huang. You know anything about an ancient observatory? I want to keep this secret. Mistress? I was not aware of this. An observatory. Interesting. Oh, we didn't tell Six about it either. Let me tell you something I heard about Renaki. Renaki? Where is it? It's seen it on our map. You'll find it on the charts. It's no secret. I know of it, mistress. I was on Renaki recently. I know, me, on a boat. Should have seen me. I turned green. What did you do that for? I've got my secrets, Algia. Creators let me take a few things and trade. Anyway, on the boat there was a trader called Amadou. He was talking pretty expansively, if you understand me, about something he found. Hold it? Well... You asked me about an observatory? That's what Amadou said he'd found. What were you doing on Renaki? You've never, ever left Iox before. There's a lot you don't know. Trustworthy type, this Amadou? No, I wouldn't say that. But he was sloshed to his beard tips on Raki at the time. Well, I followed worse leads before. How are things down here? I've been researching loop text grammar that's taking all my time. From another artifact. A few things for the creators. Stylus from the Hideout movie. Have you ever seen anything like this stylus? Interesting. I've seen something a bit like that, I think, only inscribed. Where is it? Another inscription. Yes, this is... This is the inscription found on a pen embossed with the eagle and sun. Found while exploring the university foundations here on Iox back in Mayari's supervisor's time. That's a new... The start of a fragment of rivers? This one has a lot of symbols, but I'm sure it translates as rivers. Okay. These glyphs remind me a bit of my translation for truth. Honesty? Honesty of rivers? Have any more? You see... No, nothing comes to mind. I'll take the stylus to the archives then. No. Oh, well, of course. You can show me your other finds later, perhaps. I've got some right now. Or is it not going to let me show him anymore? Alright, fair enough. We have any solvable inscription? Carved into the swirling scratches. Hideout moon. Take me home. We figured this one out then. Down in the guard... Goddess effigy. Hold the light. Centered telescope. Hold high. Could be hold me near as well. Rise into water. I feel like that's probably wrong. Member 4. No, this... this is the one that I got it wrong. Our no longer works, so we've ruled out our for this symbol. So it can't be our home. So, sail for home. That works. And because it's on a sextant as well. That's correct. And inscribe into the dry channel. It also be separates us or joins us. We haven't seen that symbol elsewhere. Goddess of Harvest. We've ruled out air here, I think. Emperors live forever? Emperors get forever. I don't know for this one. Empire's Field. Treasures of Great Truth. Scratch on a wall. Be a death. Fine. Fine. Emperor sleeps. That's good. This one we still don't know. Wards. We don't know enough words to make this out. That's as much as we can add. Stars, like, this has to be stars. Pilgrim. Could be soldiers. This could be follow as well. Oh, we don't know as well. This could be banished. We now visit Renaki. See you soon, Huang. See you soon. I guess we should talk to Mayari, but I want to keep what we found a secret. We've got more to do. I don't want to let her know about Professor Renba's message. The robots know. Just know. What do all robots know? Perhaps you are thinking of the ethical core. The robots know but don't remember, that they said in the message. Alia, I wanted to thank you for your service. Mother appreciated having another Elberethian. Remember born. He never told you? Alia, do you have any friends? Huang is a friend. I'm sure Huang would be friends with a desk lamp if it had a nice smile. Still, the boy is honest. Your robot informs me that Janiki is dead. Your robot told me Renba found some kind of ruin. What did you find there? Nothing left of Professor Renba. Renba left us a message. We found a dagger. There's nothing left of Renba. I'm not an idiot, Alia. I understand what being blown up means. What did you find on the moon? I thought you cared about Renba. I'm interested in the nebula. As a you, why I sent you. Now, apart from Renba's idiocy, what did you find down there? Anything? Nothing more? God, she's getting more sus by the second. Show her the crown. One other thing happened. No. No. No, most likely not. Although perhaps Renba found something and it shared his fate. Professor, I fear Mistress Alia is not being entirely honest. We found some worthless artifact. Goddamn robots selling me out. A dagger, a figurine, trinket. Mistress Alia is hoping not to tell you that we found a crown. Fucking robot! We believe it to be the crown of the Empire. A crown? Let me see it. No, she's going to take it off us. This is what we found on that moon. Fuck! I should have guessed that the robot would sell us out. I'm not certain, but I think it's the crown of the last Emperor. He took it with him when he went into hiding by Oxford. Incredible. This is the Emperor's crown. Iox would never have parted with it. I can imagine you lifting this from the ashes of... So, is that it? Oh, she's going to keep it. Fuck! What's the matter? It's an excellent find. It's done Iox proud. What about Renba? She doesn't care about Renba at all. She was calling him an idiot. Renba didn't find it. Alia, this is your moment. Off you go and enjoy it. Fucking hell, I hate this lady. And fuck you too, Six. God damn it. And the game auto-saves as well, so we can't undo it. You have more books than Huang. Those books are not his. Nor are these ones mine. Professor, why didn't you tell me what Renbo was doing earlier? Why did you keep it secret? Alia, I've always treated you warmly as I'm allowed, you know that. Allowed by whom? As Six would say, we all have our primary you. Take of the crown. Disappointing. I'll have it back if you don't. What were you expecting? I was hoping you'd found something worth the price Renba paid. Some of the Empire's great relics are more than they first appear. This one? No. Too old, too empty. Vices, just that crown. Hoardings of important people. The Emperors believed it. They still feared death. How do you know this? Come to the temple more often. Emperors record themselves. Arabesque foils were used to preserve personalities and knowledge. Early Empire period. You don't need to dig up the Empire, Alia. They wrote everything down in letters we can read. The death the Emperors feared was the death of future. They feared the fall. The Emperors knew it was coming, and they guarded what they could against it. Stored whatever knowledge they could. Renba didn't find the crown. You found devices like this before. Of course we have. Travel with one. 6 to me. Professor? This set. Unset. Net Xiang. What language is that? You don't know? It's ancient. Renba discovered that robot cores can be accessed directly, verbally. You know the right words. Net Xiang. It wants you to ask it a question. Sounds a lot like Elbereth Patois. Question. Renba stumbled on a control word. I knew it was old, but I'm only guessing. It's talking ancient. I think all robots speak ancient internally, but Renba found a way in, a word. Alifar means fall. Ya? Alifar. Wetzal Malifar Ori Elbereth. Atiko Atiokis Malifabo Mekis Bor Humankaki Kats Young. That's as far as I've managed to go. Alia, I need you to do better. I remember a few words of Patois anyway. Renba was Elbereth. He would have known Patois like any other street. Think that's how he did it? Then can you? Given time, of course. That's young. Professor, what is it you think I can do? When Iox fell, Alia, the palace here was overrun. There were hundreds slaughtered. Callers killed almost everyone, people and robots. We know this, but we don't know where they came from, who they were, how they got in, how so many got in. We must know before it happens again. The robots know. Mistress, excuse the interruption. Six, what were you just saying? Nothing, mistress. I do not like to prattle in front of my primary user, but something has come into my mind. A name. Umenyaki Kat. I will show you on the charts when we return to the Nightingale. But it is not far from here. Where did it come from, this? I cannot be sure, mistress. It has always been on my mind, and yet I also remember in a time when I was not aware of it. Enough evidence collected to search for an early Empire period moon. Memory emerged from within Six Hyperlead. Invasion of Arcs had begun, and we found an artifact from it. What this site might have once been, I have no idea. I have to explore this region for more evidence to pin down the site's exact position, or I could wait until I... Ready to go yet, mistress? Hassle me. Continue talking. Yes. You know how Janiki's ship might have exploded? I imagine he didn't know how to sail it. I told him to take a robot. Thing I wanted to ask you. University flourishing? I think so, Alia. Perhaps one day you'll spend a bit more time here and... I'm not telling her about the message. That's not happening. A copy of Mazway here. Of course. You know Mazwai was a sailor and a scholar. Like me, you mean? Perhaps. Perhaps you'll write a book before the fall comes again, Ali. So she's trying to figure out what caused the fall so she can prevent it on the next loop or something. It isn't the idea of the loop meant to be inevitable? There was a voice just like that inside the crown you found. An emperor's voice. And it mentioned that same name. The Withering Palace. Renba was close to something. I need you to find it. Good faith to you, Alia. And take care of the robot. As you might have realized, it was Renba's. And it may be the only one with this knowledge. You believe her, mistress? You believe in the loop? Mark. Of course not. It's wishful thinking or fear. But still, Renba found something. Renba learned something from Six. Withering Palace. Somewhere in the Withering Ways, perhaps? Renba learned something from Six. Something that led him to Renba's dig sites, but Six cannot remember. Must have about Six. So Renba activated Six's secret memory banks and learned something. So we got the name of the Withering Palace. That was what was on the device in the crown, I guess. That's what we would have learned if we took it to Elbereth. I'm really regretting... Friend the Mechanist, Oberoi. Love to know where Janiki Rebel's hiding Elbereth. Oh, we have to go to the ship first. We got a lot of places we can go now. Unexplored. And we can go to Renaki as well. Oh boy. Can play for a bit longer. I guess we go to Elbereth next. I wish I hadn't talked to Mayari. I wish I'd kept the crown. Do we actually keep... We have the inscription. 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 Right channel. Scratches. There was no inscription around. There must have been. Maybe that one I was thinking of is what... That big long one is what was on the crown. We can't see it anymore. Don't have any solvable. Gave the crown. Seems very happy. I really wish I hadn't given it to her. We could have just left after the funeral in Elbereth. I was hoping we could just lie to her, but Six gave it up for her. Six, did Mari mean what she said about you? That you were Renba's robot before? Is that true? I lack evidence, Miss. I do not remember him. But it seems that my memories are not mine to control. All this time that we've been looking, you knew exactly what Remba was. Didn't say. He doesn't remember. No, mistress. That view is staggeringly unfair. Is there any way to get your memories of Renba back? We would have to ask Renba that question. Perhaps when the loop will bring him back. They really believe this loop shit, that they just come back and they're the same person. How does that work? They must have, like, to believe it, they must have evidence for it, right? That the same person just comes back. Robots know ethics, speech. Nothing that only they know? Perhaps robots once knew more than they know now. See if we can talk to Wang again. I so regret talking to Mayari, but there's nothing we can do about it now. Live with our choices. Can't talk to... See ya. Ready to go now? Yeah, I guess so. Do it. They missed you. So we left the university. With enough new information to locate a new site, the Withering Palace. We've got loads of options. There's like 4 or 5 places we can go to. It's crazy how open this game. How seemingly your choices of the choices really seem to affect stuff. Like where you go first, who you talk to, what you say. Back on the ship. The sailing is, like, even though it's really basic, it's kind of relaxing in a way. Figuring. I really should return this to Mercy. I've grown rather attached to it. But we lose the inscription if we... Or do we keep the inscription? This is the figurine. Do we keep the inscription if we return it? We can return it, I guess. I don't mind. As long as we keep the inscription. Nebula. Mistress. Let's go. I guess we'll go to Mercy first to turn the figurine. Already the break. A memory had emerged from deep within 6-4. Was it, as Mayari hoped, a lead on the Faller's Moon where the invasion of Hiox had begun? I heard curious stories about and found an artifact from a place called the Withering Palace. What this site might have once been, I have no idea. To explore this region evidence to narrow down the site's exact position, or I could wait until I go there just yet. Aside from the mural, Nicky Remba's trail led us to a painted map and a stone shrine taken from some ghost wake. Perhaps that site will have some answers. I know enough to find this. Go to Elbereth. Lives in the Citadel on Elbereth, and I'd love to know why Janiki Rembo is hiring Elberethian labour. Visit the market in the Cat Kiss. I might go there next. The unexplored ruin here. Found a lead. And Naki. Wang told me about a trader called Amadou who knows about an ancient observatory. Really be the one that Rembo wanted. I've been there. Let's go to my seat to return the figure. What the hell is that? Ruin. Or is that one we've already explored? I guess it's one we've already explored. Grayed out. Doesn't say unexplored ruin. Must have gone higher, right? Let's go anyway. Sailing to an unknown moon. There's so many options. We'll go to Maersi. That seems like the least plot relevant thing. Just to return the figurine. Hopefully we still keep the inscription and can solve it at our leisure.
For the longest time, Mayari didn't know about the Nightingale. I would hitch lifts with robot couriers to Elbereth, then slip away to play aboard the ship. Until one day, when Oroi reckons she could figure out how to launch it. And of course, I didn't know how to stop. I pretty much crashed into the dock on Iox.
Forgot what I was about to say. I'm still regretting talking to Mayari. I wish I'd kept the crown so I could show it to Oroi and learn the message in the crown myself. Although it might have been in an ancient language and I wouldn't be able to understand it. What was I gonna say? Fuck. I forgot. I think this is the same place we passed by before. Here it is. We've already been there. So it doesn't even let us stop. Fair enough. What if to a right to bring us to Mayor's? Hey. I know you can just let 6 take control and it auto flies you there, but I find it kind of soothing to do the sailing. Hope they want this statue back. Oh god, I hadn't considered that they might not want it. I was gonna. Oh, right. Maybe they want their figurine back. I was going to say there was an inscription on the crown, wasn't there? But it didn't get added to our list of inscriptions.
The soft, wet wind of Mayerzi hadn't seemed gentle before. I could see it now. Maybe Remba really had liked this place.
There's probably so much different stuff you could do on multiple playthroughs of this game. Definitely her, isn't it? Definitely. quality of carving is poor, but there are unmistakable details. Looks kind of like a monkey. Where are we going? Can I not go up?
I had the clay figurine with me, in my bag, wrapped up safely in a cloth.
See what we can get for this thing. No doubt they have hundreds of statuettes. I wonder if they can tell me what it was. Brenda take it from someone else. No, stop moving by yourself. Or just moving automatically, I guess.
Everything on Mayerzi was as we'd left it. The flowers still bloomed. The water still bubbled.
There he is. Thief. Ioxian. What brings you? I brought you some. Ibenya. Where did you find this? On a distant moon by a ruined house. In the middle of a hurricane. This is a hermit's effigy. Given to a hermit when they go out alone to remind them of the place that gave them birth. See here. Opens. Ooh! You see inside? More text! Oh, it was well worth coming here. This one is several words. Waters. Us. That's it. But we've definitely seen some of these other scripts before. Oh, we can do us again. Mistress, I do not think you have enough information to read this. Waters, us. That will do for now. Nonsense. Can you read it? A child could. This word, separate. Oh, nice. And this, to connect. Cool. How do you know? Not all that is lost is all lost. We remember pieces. We will put Kibenya back in the well shrine. He prefers the damp. He has been on a long journey, I think. Wait, something fell out. It's here in the grass. Some kind of foil? It's quite evident in this. That is a Rebesque foil. What's a Rebesque foil? You have never seen the internals of a robot then. So a foil is part of a robot? Indeed. A Rebesque foil is a small scrap of metal inscribed with enormous detail, so it's like a chip, like one of your fingerprints. The foil is yours if you want it, Ioxian. I hope you find it of value. Sure. Good faith to you, good lady. At least that was a better interaction than last time. So did Renba hide the Rebesque foil inside the Maersian statue? He left it on that rocky moon to be found, and sent the brooch to Mayari to lead her on a trail to find it. And maybe it's connected to the last Emperor's body. Maybe it isn't. If that was Renba's plan, mistress, why not simply send the foil? We need to find out what's on this foil. Elbereth, then. Cool. Man, it was well worth coming here. We learned the words for join. And divide. And we figured this out. Waters divide us, waters join us. Waters divide us and. Waters divide us and join us. And etched in silver telescope. Sextant, tri-channel. Small clay figurine. Oh no, it's a different clay figurine. Okay, so we've still got the inscription, even though we gave away the figurine. That's good. There was an inscription on the crown, wasn't there? And that's where we got the translation for endure, or what we thought it was, but we can't see it anymore. Even when we had the crown in our possession. But now, Maersi is a farming moon, the Iox Protectorate. Pretty clear they don't like Iox around here. Last place Taniki Renba came before he bloomed. Well, but there's an inscription here. Is that an inscription? It's been mostly scratched away. Holy water something something something. Holy water, similar to what we think into is, so this is probably some kind of junction. Holy water from below Earth. Holy water from below Earth. That's what we're going to guess for now. I suppose we can talk to that bloke again. Touching scene, mistress. We leave now, mistress? No, let me walk around a little. Renva must have tried a word of Elberethian when working with Fix. Perhaps by chance. He was from Elbereth. Maybe he jabbed his thumb with a screwdriver and swore. Seems remarkable that this had not been discovered before. Wonder if someone had discovered it and simply not told anyone. Right, that's the pigsty. That's too smelly to go near. So we can access the robot's, like, core memory with words of ancient, which are similar to Elberethian patois. And that's how far he got. He managed to get some way into it, and that's how he must have accessed the memory of Six that has led him on this Remba, that has led him on this whole expedition. No, I'm not ready to go yet. I want to see if I can talk to the woman who's here. We might have more. Here we go, more dialogue. If Elbereth patois is spoken ancient, and the control words for robots sounds like patois, I suppose the control words are in ancient. Yeah, no shit. lady... Oh, there's the guy again. Good faith to you. Good faith to you. Nothing. Okay, fair enough. No, she's gone. We can't go in the house anymore either. Alright, let's leave. Well worth coming here, though. We learned a lot. I wonder if there's things you can learn by handing in the artifacts as well. You can probably... Man, I wonder if it's actually worth doing multiple playthroughs of this game. Like, I wonder if there's any benefit to handing in artifacts to the curators. Like, maybe we get more inscriptions. And presumably we can keep the inscription. Even when we hand over the artifacts, which is the important part. Eventually we can use these inscriptions for something later, I don't know. Or the items, rather. Like, maybe the artifacts can be traded for other artifacts? That would be nice. Alright, let's go. Back to the ship, 6. Done all we can here for now. This way. And so we left the surface of Mercy. The farming... Small engraved square of foil thing. Next stop is Elbereth, I think. I'm just going to be searching for information first before we go out to any of these unknown sites. Foil Mistress. Do not immediately recognize where it was produced. Can you track it down? I will triangulate the origin of the foil as best I can. Best foil fashioned at the Withering Palace. Oh, he's already figured it out? Or it was hidden inside the Mayersian figurine. Got all sorts of stuff here now on the timeline. Far back do we go? Ancient observatory is founded 4,000 years ago. Scratched compass. Forgotten site somewhere within. Scratch pendant is cast. Chart is complete. What is erected on Mercy? Robots are created. If anything in the question mark is stuff that we're just guessing, I assume. No one knows where or how. Construction of the Nightingale. Chart compiled. Coring of Iolite crystal. Coring of Iolite crystal. So we know where they were quarried here, but this one we don't know. Site of Renber's cache. 6 is buried on Iox telescope. Crown of Iox was Chronicles of Mazwai written. Silas is cast. We're just all guessing at all these. Best fashioned. He's figured it out that the Withering Palace is where we need to go. Group temple established. Enter the Timor. We haven't met Timor. Roy. Tuppy. We haven't heard anything about Tuppy. Roy's son is third robot. I don't know why the third one's... I wonder if it will become important. And here's Renber. Renber stumbled upon... The 6 is Renber's robot. For how long? For quite a long time. Over 3. And then, Renber stumbled on a control world. Renber discovers the dig site based on what he hears from 6. Then he hires laborers. Remember finds several small artifacts at his dig. Remember sails to Mayursi, Janik stays on Mercy. Finds a brew. Must have meant something as he sent. Remember leaves the shard of the Iolite crystal. Why did he send all this stuff as a trail to follow is the question. Why did he send it to Mayari if we... Mayari is... seem to like him. Mayari was so cold towards Foxwood. Did a arabesque foil in the statue of the... on high. Oh, that's for him talking. That's so he can find him. Back down. And an inked chart, and there must be more. You have to zoom. Yeah, there's way more stuff. But the more minor it is, the further you have to zoom. Alright, let's set sail for Elbereth. Back to the river. Ooh, excuse me. There it is again. I'll prepare the tackle. There's so much stuff. Chocks, tackle, races. It's wanting us to go here to the Rething Palace. Clearly where it wants us to. But let's not go there yet. Go to Elbereth. Making us to roll. We can learn a bit more about our protagonist. Sailing to Elbereth. These little transition scenes tend to be kind of a chill game. Nice to just next to them. There's some kind of ruin a short distance away on the right. Oh, we can approach it. Go for it. Ruin appears to date from ancient time. And an ornamental wooden piece from a ship's bowsprit just lying out there. Whoever made this didn't add an inscription, but we can potentially hand it in. I'd say this comes from the same source as the scratch compass and the scratch pendant we discovered on that ruins by the river. There must have been frequent movement between the two locations. By the moons. How far away are we? Still heading to Elbereth, right?
They say on Elbereth, if you sail too far, you'll meet yourself coming back. But I've sailed plenty far, and I still don't know who I'm supposed to be.
Deep. Either of the routes can. It's nice to just sort of, even though you can just give control to 6 and you get there instantly, it's nice to just chill and listen to the music. Visuals are really pretty too. I'm actually loving this game, to be honest. It's so unique. I've never really played anything like this before. There's lots of little weird things about it, but that just sort of makes it more interesting, right? The dialogue system is weird, the translation's weird, but it all just makes it more... slowly. It's really pushing me to go to the Withering Palace. That must be the next big major plot section. But I want to explore all these other places. Elbereth in particular, I feel like we're getting to go. Okay. Yeah. Place is meant to be super poor, isn't it? Like a dump. I could show the square of foil. That sounds like an idea.
We landed in the dust, outside the great walls of Elbereth. No one looked up to watch us arrive.
Actually pretty fancy.
The people here only ever look down.
So this is Elbereth. Your home. This is my home. I have seen little but Iox, mistress. Not like there. Are you so sure you understand Iox? You've only just been activated. I've been there 10 years and I don't understand the place properly. Dirt, mistress, is dirt. Iox does not have it, and Elbereth does. The harvest, such as it is. Dried grass, waiting to be taken inside. What is it for? I assume people... animals. Not people. Oh, hello. Good faith to you. Yes? A ghost thing. All fire and no smoke, as they say, thank you. Well, after this... luckily I found her. Can we go up here? This wasn't what I was expecting, to be honest. Much more... This place is supposed to be poor, but it seems pretty built up. Maybe it's just a commoners. Must have all been very fine once. Seems to be decaying. Don't you think that's a bit dramatic? I do not know, mistress. All I know is what I see. Your opinions are pretty rude, though. Like, you've clearly got some thoughts about this place. My home that you're saying is decaying. What exactly is a cactus, mistress? The name of the inner citadel. But I'm not sure what it means. Like we can come down around, maybe? We can come all the way here, so... Might probably have reason to come here later, I guess. What the hell? Something under here. Something here. A dented, robust chisel. Like it dates from at latest the earliest Empire period. Have any inscribed glyphs along the handle. Still, I don't think we've seen anything quite like this dented chisel before. Means I think this comes from somewhere I haven't previously discovered. So we're inferring the existence of another location, I guess. Weird to just find it randomly walking around. Another thing that's weird about this game. Random stuff you find in spots. Seems like we can't talk to people manually. Who is a Roy mystery? Old friend. Nothing further to say about that? Mistress, I consider it statistically likely that you've not truly answered my question about a Roy. You'd be right. Uh-huh. And? What's down here? Oh, these look like the feet of a big broken statue. Stone feet. Slums below are named after these. They're the oldest things here. The original statue must have been a colossal statue placed on Elbereth in the ancient time. Bigger than the statue on Mercy? 4 or 5 times bigger, miss. But it must be of a similar age, however. But you know, the statue on Mercy didn't have feet. I never thought that it might be unusual. Were the statue on Mercy and the one here made in the same place? Based on their mineral compositions, it is quite possible. I will consider the matter. Alright. Can't see why anyone would waste a statue on Elbereth. Perhaps to remind the citizens of higher powers, Miss. Cut cascade. The cut cascade. That's the way up to the inner city. Approach the... Go down here first. Follow me, Six. Or I guess this is where we're supposed to go.
The smell of the slums made me feel like a child again. It hadn't been a happy time. A simple one, at least.
Lots to explore here by the looks of it. We're just jumping right in, though. Guess we're heading straight to her. Do not touch anything, mistress. These structures might topple at the slightest knock. Stop fretting. God, this robot is like racist or something. Wood isn't stone, but it's strong enough. After all, the nightingale is only made of wood. Like, wow, what a dump your home is, mistress. What an absolute shithole. Your ship is beautifully crafted. This place is not. This is my home, you asshole. Alright, David, this seems like it could go on for quite a while, so I'm gonna call it here. But man, I'm really curious. Like, this game just keeps getting more interesting, to be honest. I'm liking it a lot. Anyway, that's gonna be it for now. Cheers for watching. See you later. Bye.